Brr, brr, brr. Thank you for being a friend. Brr, brr, brr. Travel around the world and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. Brr, brr, brr. If you were throwing a party and you invited everyone you knew. Nah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to 24K Movies, TV shows, and reviews. It's been a while since we've been gone. Yeah, I know. Here's the thing. We started out friends. It was cool, but then it all decayed. No. We back. It's been a while. I've been sick and down. It's alright. Brother's still here, though. So welcome to 24K Movies, TV shows, and reviews. I always wanted to do more TV show reviews. So you're going to get some TV show reviews. You're going to get some movie reviews today. And you may even get a game review. But we need to do this more because I am a bad reviewer right now. I've seen tons of things. I have tons to say. And I never just flick the camera on and talk about it. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to 24K. And if you don't know what I'm talking about today, I'm coming from the 80s. The 80s TV shows and the 90s TV shows are probably some of the best we will ever have, and it will never be again. TV has fallen off. Pretty much all media has fallen off. Movies aren't the same anymore. TV definitely is the same. Radio definitely isn't the same. Video games aren't definitely the same. We're looking at the age of the dinosaurs right in front of us, and they are all passing away. But the Golden Girls, I don't know if some of you gonna vibe with this and some of you gonna understand, but back in the day, these were our resident grandmoms on duty on TV. You had just an age bracket from elderly to mid-elderly to just on the cusp that you know it's above your mama. And the sad part is I am older than most of the Golden Girls who have all passed on now, which is really sad. All the Golden Girls are gone to glory. And I figured it was time. They did have a subsequent series after the Golden Girls, a spinoff. It was like a hotel show. But we ain't going to get into that. We're just going to do the Golden Girls. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the Golden Girls, I give you. Got to give you a little bit of the Golden Girls, right? Got to give you a little bit. Now, I will say back in the day, we had to have a theme song. If you guys grew up on TV in the 80s and the 90s, even the 70s, one of the things you needed in your life is don't worry about that logistics. You had to have a theme song because that's what hooked you. So every TV series, I would say, invented all the way up until the 2000s, they cared about an intro. They cared about a jingle. They cared about a song. And when your favorite TV show came on, you wanted to see the intro. Now they just speed through the intro after the first episode and you just get credits. Some TV shows and movies won't give you credits now till the first hour in, like a video game. You're like, the show is almost over and now we get the intro. The Golden Girls was pivotal because they went through everything in life of women in their golden years, but it also resonated with a lot of men because, as I said, these women were our resident grandmoms on television. Some of the things they went through were drugs, gun violence, sexual problems, sexual predator problems. They went through a host of real life problems and events. And during the stories, you got to deal with relationships, love, and just basically four great friends who aren't always great to each other, but basically reside in one residence. And we got to partake in their lives. Some of them, everybody had a favor, whether it was Rue, whether it was what is her name? B. Arthur, whether it was Betty White or Estelle Getty. Everybody had their favorite. I liked Estelle because she reminded me of my grandma. She told you how it was. She was the way it was. And she's probably one of them old ladies that'd be quick to cut you if you get out of line. And I thought that was actually pretty awesome.
Dorothy was my favorite.
That's the nightmare creature. She said Dorothy is her favorite. Now, I did kind of like that the Rue role. She was a little bit feisty and a little bit. She was the flirt of the show. She was the saucy flirt of the show. Always going on dates. Always having sexual exploits and things like that. B. Arthur, not too much. She had. I think her husband was Stanley. Her ex-husband Stanley. We dealt with a lot of life-changing events in the Golden Girls. And it's funny because looking back at over 6 seasons, I believe they had 7 seasons, I can sit down anytime, any day, and literally just binge watch them. It's TV that you can share amongst mixed company. You don't have to worry about wild sex scenes or something popping on the screen that you don't want your children to see or your grandparents to see, or you can't watch it with mom or dad or your brothers or sisters or mixed company. It's just feel good TV. And they don't have this anymore. In the later years, you could find it on Lifetime and different networks. But why do I have it? I'll tell you why I have it. Because it's part of an age and a time that's trapped in a bubble. The world that they lived in is something I grew up in. That world doesn't exist anymore. The same components do. The same problems and struggles that they went through still happen. But the world as an environment has changed so much. And if you grew up during this time, it's just nostalgia for your life, your heart, and your soul to deal with the things that they dealt with. And it's amazing because there were always special guests popping up. There were always special episodes popping up. One that comes to mind, which is probably one of the funniest and insane at the same time, is their house got broken into and Betty White was shocked to her fear. She was shocked to her core and afraid, so afraid that somebody could take advantage of them at any time because they're older ladies and because their protected environment had been broken, that she actually got a gun. Nobody knew at the time she actually had a gun, but she had it. She had it on her in her purse, and she was ready to cap and cacao because she was just on in. And it's funny because you wouldn't expect to find gun trauma and violence in something like the Golden Girls. These are a bunch of golden older ladies living out the finest parts of their retirement life. But yes, the show went there on many occasions. And I even remember one scene from that episode where somebody was following her, like a process server or something, to tell her something, and she was like in a garage and she pulled out the gun and almost shot the person. And that's not something you would expect to see on the Golden Girls. But back in the day, all of our TV shows, they had a premise, but they weren't afraid to explore the land on that premise, no matter what TV show you watched. And I'm glad, because a lot of us are better people for it. A lot of us don't think that our grandmothers would be taken advantage of in such a way. A lot of us don't think that our mothers and the older generation and seniors would be taken advantage in such a way and be so scared to walk around and live their lives. They would lock every door, every window, and even find a way to purchase a gun to protect themselves. but the show went there. And that's actually one of the greatest aspects of the Golden Girls as a TV show. You never knew what episodes were going to bring, and they went there. They went there from child molestation. They went there through drugs. They went through a lot of things. Even cultural. They came across a lot. And you wouldn't expect a TV show about four friends, elderly in their golden years, going through some of these things. But that's the reality of life. It mirrored what we all dealt with. Our mothers, our grandmothers. God forbid, even death. It dealt with death. I kind of think of Estelle Getty in this as a female Fred Sanford, because if you watch Sanford and Son and you watch Golden Girls, her and Fred are amongst the same type of people, threatening death, threatening dying, threatening their poor woe is me, I'm gonna have a heart attack and die. Like, I love the guilt trips that both of them laid on their family. And Estelle Getty's character is probably something I gravitated to because of the Fred Sanford character from Sanford and Son. So there's a little something here for everybody. I know a lot of people's like, I ain't watching that Golden Girls shit. But there is something there for every type of viewer. And you would not believe some of the things you would find in an episode that would resonate with you. It's something you definitely need to give a chance if you haven't seen it. It's something you need to check out if you've never done it. And if you have done it, it's something you need to revisit, because sometimes it awakens and invokes feelings, emotions, and times in you of a nostalgic world that no longer exists.
And anybody that says they didn't get into it, or they want to get into it, put on an episode and became enthralled in it and actually sat there and binge watched it.
Okay. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, the environment world no longer exists in this show. And the world has become a different monster totally. So sometimes it's good just to jump into an older show to get a viewpoint that is no longer supported in our present world. And for pure fun, nostalgic, great times, the Golden Girl provides that in spades for almost any kind of avid watcher. So if your latest show is making you wait week to week to stream because streaming is no longer streaming, it has become TV again, then dive back into those old DVD bins, dive back into those old VHS tapes, dive back into that old hard media or digital media, because I have it digitally, and watch the Golden Girls. It's a great time anytime you want to jump into it. Now, having said that, here at the Game Dojo, what would I give the Golden Girls as a rating from our scale? Well, it's very simple. Though they are called the Golden Girls, this show is above gold. It's platinum. This is a platinum series. This is a platinum series for all time. And the funny part is, you can put on the Golden Girls today, and the events and current life scenarios that they go through from show to show resonate even now in our today's society. So while the viewpoint of the world has changed, and the entire world that they live in as a whole is completely gone, and we live in a whole new world, the life's problems, stories, and entanglements and drama resonate with us today as it did back then. So if you want to remember your grandmother, you want to remember your mother, you want that good feel-good feeling, because every episode had a feel-good moment in it, I would say check out the Golden Girls. I'm not going to speak too much of the extended series after that, where they were in like a hotel. I'm just going to speak to the actual core series, the Golden Girls. And here at the Game Dojo, we give the Golden Girls an absolute platinum rating. Buy it, like it, check it out. Definitely recommend it. And I know people are like, dude, you're this big burly dude with ninja weapons and a wave cap. Golden Girls? I know. But it's that good. See, I'm an old school brother. and I like what I like. I like to watch what I like to watch. And why I have to wait week to week for my next installment of Daredevil Reborn, or have to wait 7 years for the next Stranger Things, and then they break it up into 3 seasons, because the 3 episode seasons, they want you to stay subscribed to them and pay $199.99 a month so that you could watch mediocre television, and then they hang on to you for another 3 months, and then you have to wait. Like Cobra Kai, 3 different parts for the last season. I can't do it no more, because streaming has dumped us. Streaming has changed from what it was. Streaming used to be, you could find a new TV show, watch every episode of it, and just binge watch your heart. You got a meal. Now they're just like, oh, nope, next week. I'll tell you exactly what happened recently. I was watching Daredevil Reborn on Disney Plus, and I was set to just watch the whole season like it was on Netflix. So I watched 2 episodes. They had episode 1 and 2, and I'm just like, I can't wait to see episode 3. And they're like, oh, no, it comes on next week. And I'm like, oh, man, I don't like this week-to-week bullshit. This ain't streaming. This is television. So I waited for the day that Daredevil came on. It was in the morning. I had some food with me. I was like, yes, we going to turn on Daredevil. It streams today. We going to watch it. And then when I watched it, it was like 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then it was like 9 p.m. where I was at. And I'm like, so you capped it behind a time slot. So even though today it streams, I have to wait till 9 p.m., the end of my day, when I'm probably tired and worn out, to watch Daredevil. Why doesn't it stream all day the day it comes out? We're back to TV again. It's not streaming anymore. We're back to TV again. However, I will say I checked out another TV series, Paradise, recently. I'm probably going to have to do a video for that. Hulu is still really good with giving you an entire binge, except for Shifting Gears. You have to wait week to week for. So some TV series are better than others, and some networks are better than others, but I don't like the week to week bullshit waiting for episodes. That's television. That's not streaming. That's television. We're back to television. And if your show sucks, why am I waiting week to week to watch it again? Like, that, it irks the living hell out of me. But having said that, that's neither here nor there. We're talking about the Golden Girls. And the Golden Girls, absolute platinum quality. So I recommend it. I highly recommend it as a TV show. For anyone of any age looking to watch something that will resonate with them emotionally. That's what the Golden Girls is about. They may be Golden Girls and they may have gone on to another place, but they are forever platinum in my heart, and Golden Girls will forever be with me until I pass on. So for the Golden Girls, I leave you guys with a platinum rating for a platinum series about Golden Girls. Check you guys out next time. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get this channel a little bit better in standings than what it is. So thank you guys for all your support. Thank you guys for sticking around and hanging. We will be more active going forward. Definitely. So until next time, I'll see you guys here from 24K. Reviews, TV shows, video games. We ain't gonna review no books, so never books. I'll see you guys next time.